Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Darkest Dungeon. We are on week 4 or 5 or 6 here. The first thing we're going to do is I'm almost certain we want this Flagellant. He does have one bad negative quirk, but we can get rid of that eventually. Plus, it could be on worse people than the Flagellant. And then Early Riser is fine. So, I think we're going to pick up this Flagellant. Our last couple runs went fairly well. The stress from the shovel incident is pretty well cured by now. So at this point we've got a nice roster. Nobody really needs stress relief, although possibly our occultist here we might want to take in. We're sitting at about 20,000 gold, which is nice. Looking at the trinkets, we're not going to take either of those. And then we're going to take a look at some of our people here. We do only have 4 more slots on the roster, so I would not mind having this Crusader, but we don't really need another Crusader with a great urgency. I would like to get another Man-at-Arms, and these are some decent skills. The quirks and flaws are not at all an issue, so we're going to get our second Man-at-Arms here. The Plague Doctor I checked has Perfectionist, which is another one that we could get rid of, but we're also not in the largest rush to get another Plague Doctor. So I think we're just going to end up going probably with this Highwayman here. He's got some decent quirks here. Accuracy, damage, crit and stress. And in fact, since he's got that accuracy and crit versus beast, maybe we'll try to go to the wield here.
Elusive.
Grab.
Persistent.
So I'm thinking about it now, and I probably should just throw this fellow in. We do have plenty of extra crests. We're further on our crest goal than we are on our gold goal. So I might as well throw a couple crests in. Maybe reduce treatment costs, save me a little bit of gold there. And then give some treatment to reduce that stress. Our blacksmith, can we do anything yet? We still cannot do anything. We need some more deeds, but we're kind of spending all our deeds to increase our capacity right now. At least until we get a little higher. And we did, no we haven't, we need to upgrade our guild as well. I might just grab that upgrade, because that's an important one. I don't want to be without it for too much longer. So, looking at, we don't really have a great team to be going to do a Necromancer quite yet, and the Berserk Mask is not at all something I care about. We could go for this Bleeding Pendant for the Hellion. That's a decent trinket with no downside. The Survival Guide is fine. The Tyrant's Tasting Cup is no reason to head into the courtyard yet. That just seems like a bad idea. The Defender's Seal is nice. Protection at the cost of crit for a Crusader would be good. Bag of Marbles I quite like, but we don't have an Antiquarian, and at some point we might just decide that we don't want one, even though we could very much use the gold. And then finally we've got Evasion Incense here, which actually is, I mean, there's also the Crimson Court, but, or not the Crimson Court, the Farmstead. But I think we're going to go with the Evasion Incense here. We're going to have a couple of cultists on our roster. Do we have 2 occultists yet? I don't believe we have 2 occultists yet. I believe we still just have the one. So, but we're going to go get this Evasion Incense. That's pretty decent. We just need a squad to do this. Flagellant is always good in the wield. I'd like to get a few more of our level 0s up here. The Houndmaster is very good in the wield. His Hound's Rush does bonus damage versus beasts. Not a ton, but it's good enough, and he'll give us some stress relief. I would not mind getting our other Jester some XP. This is a short run, so we might not even need to bring one of our healers with us. We could just bring a full damage composition and rely on our Flagellant to provide us with some healing. We do have a death limit, so we do have to be a little bit careful, but we do also have Guard Dog as well. So we're going to take our Flagellant here. We do probably want to give him some bleed skill chance. I honestly don't know if I want to throw the Aria box on anybody, just because if we lose them and can't win the combat. Is anybody here specifically evasive? I mean, you are. You might be taking more damage because of the guard. We don't have anybody who can stun. We don't have anybody who can blight. reducing the chance the party is surprised will actually be a little bit beneficial, and our Flagellant also already has a speed of 2. So we're just going to throw that on him and see how that goes. This is a little worrying. Normally I don't like to go in without a healer, but this is a lower level dungeon, and we're just going to make sure that we grab all the food that we can here. Grab maybe 1 extra torch. We don't need the blood yet. I'm going to take a 3rd shovel. We're going to do it. I know. And looking at the wheel, like, we're going to take a little bit of everything in terms of being able to grab curios. Maybe 1 more anti-venom. Oh my gosh, we've spent 4,000 gold on this so far. I think we're going to drop 1 of each of these and hope that we can rely on the food to keep us alive. Yeah, let's see how this goes. We're dancing on the knife's edge here, but we're spending a lot of extra gold to buy that shovel instead of some of the extra supply items to deal with some of the curios. Let's come on, there we go.
I knew all these paths once.
Alright. So we do have a nice easy explore here. It's not a quest mission. Those only usually show up on the medium or long dungeons. And we had... oh, fuck. God. We had no medium or long dungeon options aside from the boss, which is why we're doing this short dungeon here. And we've already got 1 obstacle. So I'm already very happy. You know, there we go. Results-oriented thinking. Look at that. We got our shovel. Our shovel came in handy. We've got some guys here that are going to be tough. But meanwhile, I'm kind of hoping... primarily that we don't have another obstacle here. You're not going to bleed, of course. We have a decent chance. This has a bleed chance of 100%. They have a bleed resist of 60%. So we have a decent chance of killing this fellow with the bleed if we actually manage to land it. And slice it off has about a 60% chance of killing him anyways, so I might end up regretting this, but if this bleed goes off, look at that. Absolutely wonderful. Right, this can't target the 3rd rank. We're going to put some damage in here. You're going to resist the bleed, and that's fine. You're going to finish off this guy. The other one's going to bleed to death, and then hopefully... he's going to make another one of his companions out of that corpse there. Unfortunately, that is just such a pain. But now we're going to try and slice it off. Hope that the bleed goes off. There we go. And then we're going to take a bit of a risk to try and reduce a little bit of stress here. I think I just realized our Jester, this Jester does not have Inspiring Tune, so that's a bit of an oopsie, but ooh, there we go. That'll help. That'll help with the stress, at least a little. And then you can either... oh, he's got Endure. We should have given him the stress box. This allows him to reduce somebody else's stress by 10, but give himself plus 10 stress, which I don't think is incredibly useful right now. I think we're just going to try to get a little bit of extra stress reduction by killing this guy. And no loot. I killed 4 ghosts there. We're going to go down this passage. It's a little shorter. We're going to pick that up on the way back. Oh, probably should have popped up the torch there, but we still got the surprise, which is okay. We're going to finish off this dog in the back. Unfortunately, all of our guys are based around bleed. So realistically, our highwaymen... oh no. Oh, you can't actually hit that guy in the back because we don't have any moves that do that. Unfortunately, our highwayman's going to be the only person doing significant damage to the skeletons here, and now I've left myself open to a couple good crits from these guys, or even a bleed to do some damage. Okay, that's not too bad. Now, it would be nice if we could outspeed this guy. It's not going to happen, but he's going to die on his own anyways, which is fine. And now that gives us an opportunity to knock out that guy, and then spend some time attempting to de-stress here, hopefully with our Master. There you go. Get one of those off, get us some 6 stress back, and then, oh, don't even get the chance to get that stress reduction there. So we could try to get the kill with our Houndmaster here, and hopefully get some stress reduction, but he's going to die anyways. We're going to use our Hound's Cry, and we only get 2 stress reduction, but chances were we were going to get better than that. That's a significant amount of gold, though, from just that fight, so all is forgiven game. And since we don't have a campfire, I should probably be popping up the torch at every chance I get. Though this means that... ooh, nice. I actually don't mind that hunger check. Patch up our people a little bit here. I'm looking to get a little bit of extra loot out of this with our lower torch. Again, we're going to try and keep these journal pages. I'm not super excited about it, but there's just something that calls to me, telling me that we have to. This is good. We see this curio coming up, so we know that when our torch dims, we're not going to get into combat and get surprised. So now we can pop up our torch as we're moving forward, so that if there is a combat, we've got our torch up and... Ugh, golly. How many are we at? We're at 6 torches. We might have to ration them a little bit better here. We've got 1 combat coming up ahead, so we know we only need to pop up our torch a little bit for that, which is nice. We are going to use, I believe it is an anti-venom. Let me just take a look. Yes, it is. To get some extra loot out of that. Not a great amount, but we will take that curio. And then we are just gonna dip into the darker torchlight. And there's an acolyte. We can let the torch dim and get extra loot out of these 2, but I really don't want to take a crit here or that extra stress from the acolyte. So we're gonna bring up the torch, and I think we're actually gonna eat our hound's treats. We don't have a way of marking, so we're just gonna hope we get a crit or some big damage off. There we go, and maybe our Jester goes. Ooh, that's fantastic. Pistol shot doesn't actually have a great chance of killing you, and we can't hit you with Wicked Slice. But we're gonna hope we get the crit. We don't get the crit, but she should die in 2 rounds. That stressful incantation's gonna hurt. 19 stress at full friggin' torch. But regardless, we're gonna harvest, hit both of these. Maybe get a bit of stress reduction. Unfortunately, no. Oh, I guess these are our first enemies with high protection. We will get the chance to bleed some of these, as the game is suggesting. I think we should perhaps focus on this fellow in the front, because our Jester can't really hit him very much, but we do want to kill out one of these guys just as quickly as possible so that we're not taking damage. It's better if our Flagellant takes some damage here. He's not quite low enough to use his heal move, which is okay. I would prefer it if he was, and we are going to get some damage on the guy in the front, just because our Jester is going to be able to hit this guy with a big old harvest. Ooh, that's not a big old harvest, but he will be dying in short order here, and then we will hit this fellow, procking him another bleed, and he's dead in 2 turns, which gives us a chance to do some stress healing, which is actually quite nice, and a chance to perhaps get a... that is the first time I've been unhappy to see a dodge, because that would have been a good dodge. Get him patched back up. We have no real way to reduce stress with you, so we're just going to stab forward, hope for a crit to get the stress reduction. There you go, this is exactly how we want it. Get some stress reduction from our Houndmaster, and get some stress reduction, hopefully, with our Highwayman. No crits there. A little bit disappointing, but we got one at the start of the dungeon, and that's the only crit that we're going to get for the rest of the time, I guess. We do get to keep our torch a little low. As we loot here, we've got medicinal herbs to perhaps get a little bit of food out of that. I didn't bring any keys along! Oh, somebody must have been yelling at me for that, but regardless, we don't get punished for our stupidity. Probably shouldn't have popped both torches there. We really don't have many left, so we're going to go this way. It is a bit shorter of a pathway, and then we'll only have this last one left to go through at low torch, and we might not even have to do that, depending. We are going to let our torch dim to try and get some extra loot out of that bag on the way back. Oh, and a fight appears. Let's see what it is. Okay, it's not too horrible. It's a little horrible. We're a little more worried about the stress right now than the health, than the life at this point. We're going to take out the stress damage, the little maggoty boos, and perhaps get... No, you're definitely going to outspeed our Flagellant. No, you're not. Ooh, look at that. Easy, free Dark Bracer. We don't actually have the inventory space right now, but what we're just going to do is we're just going to drag that, throw it onto one of our dudes here. I'm not a big fan of the Dark Bracer, so once we get our bank, it's probably one of the first things I'm going to sell. We're going to grab this loot. Now we're actually running out of space. There's that key that we didn't need, so we've got plenty of food. I think we're going to eat all this food, grab the journal page, and then there's a decent chance we're going to hit another obstacle there. So I'm not worried about the doggy treats. Can't even eat them out of combat, so we'll drop the doggy treats, and then we should probably pop the torch here, but I'm gonna risk it a little. Hope we see some curios coming along the road here. We're not, so we're probably we're decently likely to hit a combat soon. So we're going to use up our last couple torches. Ah, there's the curio. Use the bandages, grab some extra trinkets, drop the bleed stone on you, and the disease resist on you. Yeah, minus 25% stress. He's not even worried. Okay, let's try and get some. I shouldn't actually be focusing this guy in the back. He's not all that worrying. Let's try to kill this guy. Hopefully our Jester gets to go here before this fellow gets to go. Blanket fire, totally fine. See, there we go, result. Ah, yeah, we should have focused a little more damage on this. Although, 6 extra damage wouldn't mean that he's dead. We are going to hit them both, put a bleed on both. He should die in 2 turns. Oh, not quite. And then you should die. We're going to get a bleed on this guy. We're splitting our damage, which is not good, but getting our dots on everybody. This gives us an extra round of dot, essentially, since our flagellant acted after this guy. But this shouldn't be too bad. We can basically kill anybody we want to here. I'm not too worried about health right now, so we're going to try and reduce some stress. It's not going to work out in the end. You're taking 4 damage, so yeah, even if we get a low roll on that Wicked Slice, that's going to be fine. You're almost dead. You can die to our Jester. And then you're still going to go. Depending, we might not even want our Jester to kill this last guy here. This corpse, neither of these corpses are going to die. I think we're just going to try and knock out this corpse at the end of the round here, bring this guy in the front, and spend a couple rounds de-stressing. We're going to third stab you forward, just get rid of that last corpse. Make sure this guy's really stuck in a bad situation. You're just going to move forward. Yeah, he's even going to just bleed out. So Rust Shot has low accuracy. These fellows normally, they're most of the time the backliners, when they get moved to the front, have significantly worse options. So instead of an AoE, he's got a single low accuracy shot that he can only do while he's in the front. We're going to get a little bit, 2 stress reduction is really not much. Our Jester here is almost certainly going to have to go into stress reduction regardless. And we could probably put our flagellant in stress reduction as well, though our torch is down. So let's see. This minus 10 plus 10 stress is actually going to be a little bit higher. We're probably going to get 12 or 13. 14. Ugh. Okay, that wasn't worth it, but at least we know now for sure. And now we're going to take the opportunity to maybe get some stress reduction. Ooh, but some rubies there. That's pretty good. Restore our party back to its normal order. And we are completely out of torches. And we've got one last combat here. On the right side, we've got this friggin' Dark Bracer on our gosh darn Jester. But we do need to kill these guys in pretty short order. Oh my good golly. This is where we get all our misses. Okay, there we go. Sick crit. Plus player crits. That's pretty handy. We only need to use Harvest here. Ooh, there we go. 3 damage per round. He's dead on his turn. Let's get some damage on this guy in the front. Perhaps we get that bleed. We don't get that bleed. That bleed would have been good. And he's going to use Cytokinesis, which spawns another, even if it misses. Couldn't quite remember. But this is okay. This could be worse. We're going to stab this guy in the front again. Doesn't matter. Would have missed either way. Do another harvest. Kill that guy in the back. And I was going to use you for some stress relief, but we do want to make sure this guy dies before he spawns another Greebligoo. It doesn't matter anyways. You could attempt not to kill him. Try to get one more stress, but 2 of these guys are going to need stress relief activities anyways, so just going to drop him off. Continue adventuring here, because we do have this sarcophagus that we can grab. I can't remember if the shovel works on this. It does not, so we're just going to open this on the off chance. Get some extra treasure, and we are going to push ahead just a little longer. Tempting fate, getting a little bit of extra stress, a little bit of extra damage. Perhaps getting a little bit of extra loot. We do get a little bit of extra loot. We could push on and tempt fate just a little further, but I'm going to drop off everything, and at this point we are going to head out. We've got some journal entries, which means that for not too much longer we're going to need to be grabbing those. We've got our evasion incense, which is nice. We got 9,000 gold out of that, plus 3,000 here. We spent, what, 4,000 or 5,000 kitting up, so that only gives us net 4,000 gold, and we've got some stress relief that we're going to have to do, so that's a bit of a pain. We should have made our Jester had Inspiring Tune, but accuracy is awesome on him. Off guard, he's got terrible speed anyways. Ruminator is really bad, but we'll be fine without dealing with that for now. We've hit the point where the Crimson Court is going to be... This event has popped up, and it's going to be popping up basically forever. So we're going to have less stress reduction, and it's going to be a suggestion. You can see we've got bleed there, that we should be going to the Crimson Court at some point here. This Bounty Hunter one is fine, but again, it's not super worthwhile. The Restraining Padlock, I don't mind. I'd be willing to give that a go. Killing the Necromancer might be nice this run. The Youth Chalice for the Vestal is very handy as well. You're usually not worried too much about the Vestal's damage, though the damage drop-off is kind of a pain. We do have a medium run here for the Flagellant, but we don't particularly want to drop his bleed chance to give him healing skills. And this bleed amulet is pretty handy as well, but it looks like our best bet might be to go kill the Necromancer. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take a quick look in our stagecoach. We would like this leper. It's 20 different accuracy drops as well. I'm in no rush to get him right now. These are fine traits for a Crusader. We don't actually really want... So this is a special quirk that you get from having Colors of Madness on your save file. You can see that it's a special, only one per roster trait. And we don't particularly need that on a Crusader. We'd rather that be on someone who can kind of hit all ranks and de-stealth somebody, or use that to actually do something a little more significant. This is useful later in some of the Ruins dungeons where some of the front two dudes might have stealth, but I'm not particularly worried about that. So we're specifically not going to pick up this Crusader because of Twilight Dreamer. What about... Ooh, And then this one is fine. His skills are pretty mediocre, like we'd have to spend some to do that. I would not move. Imposter Syndrome is bad. Every now and again your character will just skip their turn. I would like to have an Antiquarian. At least one. And I would like to have a leper. But minus accuracy while bleeding, with such a low bleed resist, and Fear of Mankind, we're going to have to spend a lot of gold. I think we're just going to take the Antiquarian for now. Try to take her on some of our shorter or medium runs. Our Nomad Wagon is trash, which is, well, actually, Protection Stone is fine, but we're suddenly up to 27,000. Our Stagecoach is running out of space. We need 16 more, or 8 more deeds to increase our roster size to 21, and we'll probably have to leave it there for a bit. We're collecting far more people than we need. I should check again and make sure I kind of know what I need. For the Darkest Dungeon, technically for the Darkest Dungeon, you only need to do it 4 times, so 4 squads of 4 is 16. And every single one of these people probably has a slot on one of those squads, except for our new Antiquarian. And then we do also have a squad that we want to use for the Crimson Court as well. So first off, who's got the most stress here? You've got, let's sort by stress. There we go. So you've got significantly more stress. We'd love to pop you in the Cloister because we've already buffed it, but the Caretaker's busy being a butthole. And then, oh, you can only flagellate because you're a flagellant. Oh, we shouldn't have used that Lash of Soul, or that Endure, which I forgot. But you do have Lash of Solus, so perhaps we'll take you on a medium run, and we won't worry too much about that. 37 stress is a lot, though. You're fine, quit asking. Great, we're just going to leave you as is then. Okay. We don't have great trinkets for it, but we're going to try and do the Necromancer here. What are we going to need? This is a medium dungeon, so we're going to want our highest level people. We're going to want some damage, which is these two. We're going to want healing, which is this. And we're going to want some stress heals, which is you. Now, we would prefer to have someone who didn't rely on bleeds so much. But with Dismas here, we can actually use Dark Stab a decent amount, because Dismas can duelists advance forward. Laker's going to sit here in the back. Didn't mean to do that. Laker's going to sit here in the back. Reynold is going to move up to the front. We've got Reynold and Dismas going on our first Necromancer boss. And we are going to spend a little bit of gold. Not so much on these skills. As you level up your skills in the guild, you'll get bonus accuracy and usually bonus extra effects. You can see our pistol shot does bonus damage versus marked, and that improves. The crit chance improves, and the accuracy base improves. But we're not exceptionally worried about that for the moment. Neither are we worried too much about Dismas's skills. What we do want to do, however, is buff up our Inspiring Tune for only 250 gold, our Healing Divine Grace for 250 gold, and we probably want to unlock for 1,000 gold Divine Comfort and level it up. Just so that we're well kitted out. And, you know, I mean, we might just buff up Reynold just a little bit with our primary smite that we're going to be using against the unholy monsters in this dungeon. And I really do want Wicked Slice on Dismas here, but I think we're just going to accept that we have Open Vein. Buffing Open Vein gives us a little more bleed chance, so sure, we'll do that. And then Tracking Shot will be useful against the boss, though the buff itself is good. Oh, and this is actually a significant buff. So our Riposte, activating Duelist Advance, the Riposte will go from being minus 40% damage to minus 33% damage and plus 2% crit. So we're going to upgrade our Duelist's Advance. We're not going to do anything more than that because we are going to be exceptionally stingy with gold. We're going to hope to get some good crests out of this. Oh, look at those good rewards. And then the Restraining Padlock. I don't even know if we have an Abomination yet. We do not, so perhaps it's a bit of a waste. Perhaps we should go on this Ruins battle here. Get our Youthful Chalice to buff up our Vestal. Yeah, there are other better, very rare. Yeah, so perhaps we don't need to bring along our A-team. Perhaps we could bring along some others in their stead, but we do want to make sure we can get as much loot as possible out of this. So let's take a look here. We're going to grab the... I mean, we don't even need bleed skill chance on you. Reynold's probably... I mean, our backline might be taking more stress, especially because we're going to be planning on healing every turn. I'm not doing crits. You don't mind your speed being a little lower. Reynold does have a stun, so we're going to give him the Dazzling Charm. And then nobody's got Blight. We give him an extra 10% stun at the cost of 1 speed, but his speed is 3 because of Luminous, which is actually quite nice. We don't need the Dark Bracer. We're going to be above the torch most of the time, so we don't want to get our damage drop off. Diseases can be a bit of a pain, so we're going to drop the dodge a little on you. I don't think we're incredibly worried otherwise. We could sell our Dark Bracer for 1,500 here. We'll think about it. Okay, so we're going to provision. Nobody else really needs stress relief. You kind of do, but we're going to save our money and hope to do that with our Jesters and stuff in the middle of combat. Okay, we do have 2 methods of raising the torch, so we don't need quite as many torches we might other nights need for this long run. I'm still going to take 5 just because getting caught without it is going to be a big pain. This is our first sort of proper medium, well, not our first, but this is going to be a proper medium run that we're going to want to test and kind of see. We're not going to forget our keys this time. And then we're in the ruins, so we're going to want a couple extra holy waters. We'll grab 1 each of these. And we've got all the food, we're good. I think we're just going to embark. And if I've forgotten something terribly, did I forget shovels? Did I forget to grab...
Fiends must be driven back. And what better place to begin
I forgot to grab shovels.
of our noble line.
Okay. Well, we're going to be eating a lot of extra stress and damage on this run. Because as a professional, as a true professional,
Confidence surges as
we've left behind any semblance of shovel. You've already got it. Which is just fantastic. You've been stunned with that stress. Never mind. Okay. Well, regardless, we're going to use this as an opportunity to prop up our torch. You will die from the bleed now. Regardless, yes, our hero is blighted. We could use this as an opportunity to pop up the torch, but with you stunned, we're not even going to get stress relief anyways, so I'm just going to kill this fellow in the front. Hope that the spitter rolls low on its speed, and that we get the chance to use... Well, we're going to get the chance to pop up the torch anyways, and hopefully we can get a heal off, but I doubt it. Okay. This is loot already, and I think we're going to use the opportunity, even though we could wait till later. But it lets us use up some inventory space, and then fight this with a full torch, which is handy. Okay, this is a bit of a tougher fight. We do have a skeleton key to open this after. Thankfully, I think we're just going to riposte with Reynold. Nope, Dismas over here. Ooh, we don't want to stab forward, that would be bad. And our harvest is not going to do much, if anything. So we're just going to use these as an opportunity to de-stress and hope that Reynold can one-shot this guy right there. Boom. Completely lucky, didn't even look at the math. Oh, I forgot. I need to change your combat skills. You don't actually have your thingy equipped. Okay. That's good. We're going to patch up our team. I'm a little worried about these guys in the back here doing a significant amount of damage. We don't have a great way of killing them quickly, but we do have heals to patch up our team. Axe Blade's going to hit this guy, hit him back for a little bit, and then we're going to be able to point-blank shot for a good chunk of damage, and then Reynold will likely be able to kill. In fact, can we... No, there's no real way. So we're just going to use this as another opportunity to get rid of more stress on our squad. Hopefully they focus fire a little bit on Dismas. Ooh, that's a great crit. Now this guy's getting pushed into the front where he's going to have to stab us with his bayonet. Nice, and then he goes first. So this guy as well is going to have to stab us with his bayonet. So I'm actually very happy about this state of affairs where unless he gets a sick crit here, we're going to be losing stress over the course of this fight. We're just going to pistol shot, he says. We're going to actually be losing stress over the course of this fight. Trying to finish off this guy in the back here. Reynold should have a good chance of oof. Oh, there's that crit. And that's what I get for being cocky. And you're actually going to get dropped incredibly low here. Let's get a nice crit there. Exactly what I wanted. Get rid of some of that stress again. We would like to kill this guy. We've got a couple options here. I actually do want to get rid of this corpse so that this guy gets pushed to the front and that gives us more turns to use Bulwark of Faith. But also if we just use Bulwark of Faith now, he's going to get protection. They're probably going to shoot him more likely. And we're going to make sure that we finish off this fellow. Easy peasy. We'd love to use an AoE heal, but we don't really have that as an option right now, so we're just going to go for the stun. We're lucky enough to get it anyways. Dismas, Reynold, I can't get their names straight. Reynold's just going to attempt to kill this corpse, moving this guy into the front, which gives us a couple turns to patch up our stress and our heals with this friend of ours here. We're going to hope we don't get a crit here. Just drop this guy low enough that he dies to literally anything. We're going to drop our own stress by a little bit. And then we might as well attempt to go for the kill. Ooh. There we go, good dodge. We're not actually going to go for the kill. We're going to move forward one, and we're going to use a heal. You're missing 3 health, you're missing 4 health, you're missing 3 health. Patch up our Jester. Yes, I know we need to finish this fight quickly, and then we're going to finish you off. Boom. Little stress reduction, a little bit of stress reduction. Fantastic. Then we're going to grab, open, find a shovel? No shovel. Alright. There's a chance that it can't even give us a shovel. If we scout and see an obstacle here, we might just head back this way and hope that this isn't a combat, because that's our goal here, is to complete all of the room battles. That's a lot of extra gold. We're actually in a happy state here. And we're going to pop up our torch because we desperately need some scouting. Oof, and we definitely don't want to be stressed out by these guys too much. This is going to be bad. We're going to take a good bit of damage. I'm glad we've got a consistent stress healer. We're going to try to dive back, get some riposte, and hopefully draw some extra aggro from some of these guys here to get some free hits off. But first, we are actually going to attempt to finish off this cultist here. It's not going to matter. Can we? Is it worth it? Oh, I forgot to change the goddamn skills. Oh, man. No, we're going to pop a heal. We're not going to. We could try to kill you with Judgment, but right now our health is a little bit more important because we don't have the opportunity to use an AoE heal because we're a big dum-dum. Oh my god, that guy got rid of so much torch. Okay, finish you off. Easy peasy. We could use this to prop up the torch, and in fact I should have propped up the torch manually because she's going to probably drop it again. You don't want to take too much stress. Okay, there we go. We do not actually have the option of blasting you unless we get a lucky crit, but that's only 5%, so we're going to get a big shot off on you, deal a bunch of damage. You're going to resist the move. I don't care about that at all. And actually, we're going to do something a little spicy here. We're likely going to kill these two front people. Oh, please get the lead. Thank you, because I do want to kill this corpse. We're likely actually going to kill these two people in the front here. Hopefully Reynold is going to be able to destroy both of these corpses. It's unlikely. We're just going to destroy this corpse in the front and get him to a point where he can't use his Tempting Goblet and can only stab. You go. Yes, you go. Boom. There you go. Now he's stuck using a shitty, awful move, and we get the chance to patch up some of our stress heals to make up for some of the mistakes that we've made throughout this fight. Knife in the dark. Fantastic. I don't actually want him to stab Dismas here. You're going to pop up the torch just that last little bit. You do 100%. And you are going to use a heal on Dismas. Dismas doesn't have the most hit points. Let's be done with this rabble. I agree, though I would absolutely love it if the Jester could go first. We should be okay. We're both at 9 stress. We'll get rid of it on our Vestal. Hopefully you get a nice Judgment crit. No, but this means that Reynold can kill with literally anything. We do not have super high accuracy on anything here, but thankfully we didn't get screwed. We didn't miss. We are going to try and take this blood with us. We're going to drop that, and we do need the busts, but not as desperately as we need some other things. So we're going to leave the busts behind. We're going to use our last key on this chest. Grab the crests for sure. Leave the busts behind again. Get some scouting. Hopefully a double scout? Not a double scout, so we don't know if this is a fight or not, and I don't particularly want to backtrack the whole way. Plus, we have an obstacle here, so we need to try and find a shovel before we get to that point. We're going to have a fight here while we're still at Radiant Light. Wow! So the Collector shows up. He replaces a regular fight in the hallways if you're full on inventory space because the game hates you. This is going to be interesting. He's got 50% stun resist. Oh no, we don't actually have a good move for you against him for now. This is tough. We might have to end up retreating from this dungeon, though we still have our campfire. For now, we don't have a great chance of stunning. 50% times 90%. Let's give it a go. 50-50? Nice! Prop up the torch a little too, even. Alright. Now he's got 100% stun resistance. We only have 110% stun skill chance, so we are going to use this as an option, as an opportunity to burn him down a little more. We could use the Mark Self, but we're not going to yet. And then we are actually going to use this as an opportunity to stab forward with our Jester now that Dismas is here. Because we're not worried so much about our stress right now as we are about our life totals. Okay, we don't want you to buff... Oh, fuck me. Okay, you're gonna hit for a fuck ton, especially if we have Reynold mark himself. We do not have good options to attack the backline here, but we're gonna get some bleeds on some of these guys, hopefully get some damage in. That's the heal? No, that's the buff. That's okay, good. We stunned him. We're gonna use this opportunity to dash forward with Dismas, get some damage on this guy. We're gonna try and deal hopefully 7 or something. But we're getting a good riposte out of that, so we're glad. This could be significantly worse. We're going to do our best to keep these two in these positions and keep Dismas from getting into the front. So we're going to blow the Judgment. Nice! That is a fantastic crit right there. No stress reduction on the rest of the team. That's okay. Stress isn't what we're worried about right now. Our Smite right now would actually not hit the Vestal. The Vestal is guarded by this Man-at-Arms, and that's only going to deal 5 to 10 damage. So we can deal 3 to 6 damage, do a little bit less damage, but actually hit both. The other option is we can mark, but they've got some scary mark options. Or we could just blow a stun. Yeah, let's do that. He's just going to keep blocking people. What's his stun resist? 25? He had a 15% chance of resisting that. Oh, so we don't want to Duelist's Advance in. It's not going to go great. So we could Pistol Shot for 5 to 9 damage, but we're actually going to blow our Tracking Shot here to give us a buff for the rest of the combat. Now we're going to Dirk Stab forward. Miss again. That's twice that he's missed with that Dirk Stab. Clearly we should have leveled it up. Oh, and that is going to stun us, of course, because why wouldn't it? Head Rush. Ow, really? Oof. Wow. That's just unfortunate. I was hoping to get a chance to do something else this turn, but we're going to pop up some heals. That was a nice 7-point heal. How are we getting an extra 10% heal? Oh, you have... How did you get an extra 10% heal there? I don't know. I'm going crazy, clearly. We're going to try to kill this Headhunter, or Highwayman in the front. Unfortunately, you are stunned, which is awful, but that's a crit right when we need it. 6 extra stress reduction, 3 extra stress reduction on you. The Collector is sitting pretty in the back. I'm just hoping he doesn't lifesteal, though. We're not going to be able to hit him this turn, so we're going to try and focus this Vestal, who's going to get to go. And that is the heal. No, that is the buff. Oof, that's going to hurt. Alright, let's try to kill you. That's fantastic. Get a good crit. And then... so we can either heal our Highwayman, or we could stun, but it won't actually stun the Collector. We could stun the Man-at-Arms, but okay, let's just, there we go. Patch our Highwayman back up to full. He's going to use Collect Call anyways, which is unfortunate. Perhaps we should only have killed the one. You are going to use Pistol Shot to shoot one of the Highwaymen. There we go. Unfortunately, he summoned at the end of the round, so both these Highwaymen are going to get all their actions. It's a good dodge, but good golly, do they do some damage. We do want to Dirk Stab forward here. He's still got protection, so we don't... We would like to get the bleed on him, though. It's a tough choice. The Dirk Stab's not going to kill anyways. If we use Harvest, we're likely going to be able to kill with either you or you, so let's give that a go. And then we just won't get riposte with the Highwayman for the moment. We could guaranteed kill you with Smite, but we're going to low roll. Now we're going to take a bunch of extra damage from this, and I'm going to get punished for being bad. I'm going to get punished for not switching around my Vestal skill and having the AoE heal. Oh, fuck. Do we have a bandage? We do have a bandage, so that's good. Wow. Okay, that's a good dodge. Okay. Oh, we're gonna bandage, and we're also gonna use holy water because we can't afford to have you get fucked again. Let's just Pistol Shot this guy. We need to get some stuns on these guys in the front to start mitigating their actions. That's a great crit there. That's gonna do another 10 damage to the Collector over a number of rounds. He's gonna die in a few rounds anyways. Oh, don't crit, please. Thank you. You didn't take any stress from that? That's fantastic. Okay, you're guarded. That's okay. We should probably have Reynold mark himself now. Or we can go for a stun. These guys, I'm pretty sure they do extra crit and damage versus mark, so I'm not sure I want to do that. I think we're just going to try and stun this guy. Mitigate his actions. He's going to die on his turn, which is good, and you're just going to keep patching up Dismas here because we don't really have another option. Okay. You are going to Dirk Stab forward on Collector. We do kind of want to focus him down at this point, though we should probably try to get rid of the other Highwayman. That's a great crit. Fantastic. He's sitting at 21. He's taking an extra 8 damage from the bleed. He can still use Lifesteal. So I'm glad he's using Show Collection instead. We get another riposte crit, which means that he's actually a few turns away from dying. If we can keep this guy from taking another action, our Highwayman will actually be in a decent situation. So as much as I would like to use the opportunity to patch up, we are just going to attempt to kill the Collector. And then this guy should disappear unless the game wants to bug out. And we are going to get pretty good trinket out of that. So that's a decent boss fight the way that's gone. We do have plenty of torch left. So I don't particularly want to camp in this room. I think we're going to move forward. Oh, shit. Okay, there's an obstacle there. And there's an obstacle there. There's a curio down here. We're going to interact with this curio and find a shovel. We're not going to find a shovel. We're going to fight these monsters down here and get a shovel. Skeletons. Skeletons carry shovels with them, right? I have a feeling we're going to end up needing to concede this quest. But this is going to give us a good chance to try and patch up our team and relieve some of the stress that we've gotten ourselves, heal up our physical damage a bit, our mental scarring a little bit as well. There we go. Take out you, just get no damage off. Patch up. Oh, we're only healing for 5, man. Oh. Okay, this is a shorter fight. I desperately need... Oh, thank you. That's absolutely wonderful. It's absolutely fantastic. We need to remember to switch our Vestal skills a little after this fight. We'd still be using the single target heal in this situation anyways. We're going to try and get a stun off on you, Reynold, hopefully here. So that we can patch up. 6 points here and there. It all adds up. 9 points of stress here and there. It all adds up. You're probably going to go? No, you're not. Okay, we're going to stun you. What's our torch at? We could use with propping up the torch with Reynold here. Shit, so we've got an obstacle in both directions. We have no great option here. We really do need to swap out Pistol Shot for Wicked Slice at some point. Then hopefully our Vestal's going to go before Reynold here. Nice. Get another 6-point heal is absolutely wonderful. And then Reynold's going to take a little bit. We have the option of delaying a little longer to prop up the torch and get like one more heal. Hopefully they give us a warning. Okay, good. No stress from that, which is absolutely fantastic. I'm gonna delay one more turn. Like at this point, I think it's worth it. Reduce some more stress here, preferably from Dismas, because Dismas has been a death's door, so he's getting 10% extra stress for the rest of the quest. And now you need to absolutely land your strike. 90%. Alright, we're gonna get some reinforcements. We're gonna get some stress. Oh, golly. I didn't realize that those could spawn as reinforcements at this point. That's a little scary. We've got a lot of protection. We're gonna whittle away. Wow, that's brutal. Shit. Fuck. We probably still should have just removed stress. Like, I'm not too worried. But wow, that miss kind of sucked. You've got extra protection, so you're gonna be taking less damage. Again, we're just gonna keep propping up Dismas here. And you're gonna kill this fellow, which is good, and it's just this guy left. Shouldn't be the biggest issue. He does have a lot of protection, but his dodge is not the highest. Dive forward, get that riposte. Lash to the tail. He's gonna dodge it. He's not gonna dodge it. He's gonna kill. Unfortunately, we actually got that kill there, but we could have gotten some more stress and some more healing. We do desperately need our deeds. I don't care. This is a longer dungeon. We're leaving our journal pages behind. I don't give a shit at this point. We're gonna go this way. Our people are in a good enough state that I think we can risk this obstacle. Although if there's not a fight behind it, we're then taking this obstacle. Yeah, I think we've just got to go this way and hope that this isn't a room battle. There's no way we can get an extra scout here really either. Ooh, I believe the books can scout. Sure. You don't need the journal entry. Actually, I think it's a bookshelf that you can scout on. Alright, well that's whatever. We are going to prop up our torch even though we'd like to camp in this room. It's just we have 2 battles coming. I should have waited until the curio. We could ostensibly get a shovel out of that. Eat 5 food, regain some health. Yeah, and now we... Yeah, let's get the obstacle by hand. Everybody gets a shit ton of stress. We lose a bunch of torch. We're only going to prop up the torch once because we do want to rest in here. Oh, fuck. We get none of these big-ass friggin' fights. Okay. Well, let's start murdering them. Of course, we're going to get some misses. Oh, wow. This is... Yeah, I see that you're at so much stress, but I gotta save my torches. I don't know if I have to save my torches anymore. Now we're just hitting that spiral of bad decision making. Fuck it. We're gonna make the good decision. We're gonna stab you. And we're gonna start to come back. In fact, we might be able to kill all three of these guys and get this guy in the front. Fuck. This is fine. Get a riposte. That's great. The accuracy and the damage drop off is not hurting us too much. Actually, the damage drop off probably is. You're taking 2 damage per round, so we have a decent chance of knocking you into bleed range with this. And we don't actually want him to leave a corpse. If he leaves a corpse, we're going to have a harder time getting this guy to the front. We are just going to stun you, prop up the torch even though we don't care. Maybe we'll rest in the next turn. That's probably a better idea. You did get stunned, so you missed your turn. Ooh, that's going to get us pretty darn close to an affliction or a virtue. I don't want to take the chance. Harvest isn't going to do much against you anyways. No, unfortunately, Reynold is unable to properly... Oh, there we go. That's fantastic. Now, Dismas... Now, Reynold can get some damage on you in the front or stun this guy in the back. We're going to just kill you. And then go for a... I believe he can still use Tempting Goblet from the second position. So you are going to go for a stun on him. He's going to dodge, because, you know, why not? Give him a good old riposte. Oh, maybe he can only use Knife in the Dark. Front 2 rows. Drop some stress. It'd be nice if we had a supportive move on Reynold here. I hope you've noticed, but we still haven't swapped in our better move for our Vestal. Oh, wow. Unfortunately, that actually... entirely killed. You know what? We are going to snuff our torch. Grab this ruby. Grab these crests. We don't need the medicinal herbs. We are going to restore our party to the default order. Did we use up all our keys? I guess we did. We're going to open up the sarcophagus. Ah, no loot out of it. That's unfortunate. Okay. Use the firewood. Eat the feast. Get a bit of stress reduction. We would like to prevent nighttime ambush, and we've got Sanctuary to remove some stress from Dismas and heal him up a bit as well. We do have Zealous Vigil, which will reduce his stress, but that's not great. We would like to give... we don't really have any ways to remove Reynold's stress here. Unfortunate. Oh, we should have used Stand Tall on him and used Bandit Sense on himself. That's unfortunate. We're a little dumb. Oh, wow, we really do not have great camping skills for this situation. We're not getting nighttime ambushed, so this will reduce to 15 stress from himself, which is good, I suppose. And we could remove the mortality debuff, or we could give someone accuracy and crit. Accuracy and crit is probably going to give us... Oh, I guess we can give Chant. There we go. Boom. Give him an extra minus 20% stress for 4 battles. Okay. We're not getting ambushed here in the night. We are desperately hoping that room... That's the skeleton we're hiding in our closet, you know. The body, we're hoping it doesn't decay and make an awful smell. Wow, we really only have 4 food left? Okay, we can only handle 1 more food check. Jesus. How do we only have 4 food left? I haven't eaten any food for curative purposes. Just FYI. Just FYI. Mind like a steel goldfish. Okay. Try to kill these back too. Our stress is much more manageable now, but we definitely can't handle like 12 to whatever stress twice a turn. That's a fantastic dodge. You're not going to take any stress. You're not going to be moved. We actually almost would prefer him to be moved in this case, but I'm not particularly hassled either way. We would like to remove stress, but just to make sure that you die, we're going to hit you and proc the bleed. The bleed's not going to proc, so we are just going to finish you off with a Divine Light, Dazzling Light. We're going to do a stun on you. 95% chance, or an 85% chance. You're still alive, which is unfortunate. This should finish this guy off. It's not going to, because why would it? Tempting Goblet's going to go on Reynold, because he's already got a bunch of stress, which is okay. We have no real reason to use Harvest now. It's only going to deal 1 to 3 damage to this guy. He's not going to bleed. So we're going to start taking some of that stress back from this son of a bitch here. We would like to heal, but we would also like to finish this guy off. We should have just healed. That's results-oriented thinking, but we should have just healed. We're going to take more damage. Yeah, we really should have healed. Watch this crit. Ha! Called it. We really should have healed. Thankfully, he resists the bleed. Okay. We're going to do the AoE. Get them both. Now, we do have 3 corpses here, unfortunately, in the way from us hitting this fellow. So we're just going to pistol shot him. Slowly whittle him down. I understand we're going to take a lot of extra stress out of that, but at this point, we're just kind of fucked anyways. On the bright side, it hits our Jester, who's already got not a ton of stress. He's also got a decent 26 dodge chance, so we had a good chance of avoiding that, but alas, it was not to be so. We don't really worry too much. I mean, it would be nice to get rid of some of these, but just going to use the opportunity to pop up our torch. Maybe have him be the target of a few more of those tempting goblets. Shoot you in the face. We are going to have to pop another heal. Or another. We're going to have to pop Judgment on you, otherwise more baddies are going to show up. That's unfortunate. Oh, wow, really? Golly. Okay, well, this guy rolled really low on his speed, but unfortunately, so did our healer. Oh, thank you. Fantastic. Good. Now we're going to... We've got 78% chance to kill you. Drop that off. Grab all of these things, I guess, except the herbs. And at this point, we don't really need the holy water. Drink some holy water. Try to open the chest just in case it's trapped. Wow, that's fantastic. That's some good loot there. Hey, we do have to head down here and check to see if this is a room battle, because we can't stand to have another room battle. This is a good combat. It's going to let us save like half a torch here. Get us some heals. Still have yet to select the proper healing skill for our Vestal. We are going to attempt to kill the stress damage dealer as quickly as possible. Hopefully that bleed goes off. It does. It still doesn't mean we're going to kill. Oh wow, and we're not even going to kill you. You. Okay, good dodge. You're not even going to die next turn. Ugh. You're going to dim out the torch, so never mind. Remember everything I said about the torch being nice. She's going to do that again before we get a chance. Like, we really... Ugh, that's just awful. You're now in a position where you can only hit the guy in the front because we don't know if we can slice. You're going to attempt to kill the lady. Okay, that's fantastic. Good. Okay. We'd like to do something else, but we really just got to heal here. We'd love to do an AoE heal. It's not going to happen. We are going to prop this up. Pop up our torch back to full. They can't diminish it again. This means we're going to take a little bit of extra damage from these 2 attacks. Most likely... Let's take a look here. In fact, never mind. Everything is going to turn out A-okay. So we're going to remove some stress. We probably shouldn't be removing it off of our Crusader at this point. He's going to need some stress reduction at the end of this anyways. But I still am operating under the vain hope. Yeah, we'll just finish it off. I'm still operating under the vain hope that we'll be able to reduce him down. The portrait would be nice, but
a victory nonetheless.
We're not going to take it. At this point, we need gold more so that we can start buying more upgrades and so that this happens less severely. Ugh. Okay, well. I forgot that Reynold has Kleptomaniac. We probably should be interacting with Curios as soon as we get the option. This isn't a battle. We do have a room battle there, so we know at least that it's not just this one that's holding us up if it is that one. But we're gonna... Oh, fuck. If it is this one, we're gonna end up getting a food check. We might just want to give in.
Packs laden with loot are often low on supplies.
Okay. Well, gee golly. Learning is something that we don't do here. Shovel. No shovel. Bring up the torch. Fight this miscellaneous battle. We can leave these 2 guys alive for quite a while here. Just attempt to kill this guy in the back. Use it as an opportunity to really drop a lot of our stress. This is completely fine. Wow. Still then do the heal thing. Okay, we're just gonna use this as an opportunity to get a stun. Why are you doing so much goddamn damage with your stun? Holy spoopy. 4 to 7. I guess I'm just high rolling on that. Which is nice, like I won't deny that. We are gonna just drop a heal. Oh, we really should have pistol shot at him. We have no way of hitting him with Reynold business now. Man, this is just a bad episode in terms of my slowly degenerating into insanity. I'm calling Reynold and Dismas by the wrong names. I'm never swapping out her skills. And I mean, I might have forgotten to buy shovels at the start, after, you know, even after what happened last time. Okay, this is good. Missing 4, missing 6? Oh, it didn't look like it. I guess the Highwayman just has a nice range. Set of base health. Bump in the night for 1. I don't give a shit. Really? We need to finish this battle and move on. There's only 2 of them left. We're not even... We're like 3 rounds in! What are you talking about? Okay. Let's drop your stress. You're the one that's likely to get a little bit more stressed. This will counteract the deaths to recovery. I know you say we have to move on, but good golly. I don't believe you. Our torch is at 100, so we're going to hit this guy. Finish him off. No stress reduction. Yes, stress reduction. Fantastic. And we've got this big chunk of loot here. Filthy lucre. We are going to keep this health stone. Like, it's something that's going to be useful for now. The diseased herb is, we're just going to sell for like, whatever it is, 500, 750 for that trinket anyways. Okay. Here we go. We haven't had a food check in a while, which is good, because otherwise we're going to get hunger checks and have to go all the way back. We don't have any purifying water at this point for that, so we just need to kill these 2 back row dudes with our pistol shot. We probably should be doing it. Yeah, I mean, it's comical at this point exactly how much I'm forgetting to switch over our Vestal skills. It's utterly comical at this point how much I'm forgetting to do that, but we're gonna just try to kill this guy pretty quickly. He can do a decent chunk of damage. We would like to heal, but dropping a stun on this fellow is probably going to save us more damage. You know, if the stun actually landed. That's an absolutely fantastic dodge. 26 dodge is very wonderful. 3 damage is fine. You're going to go... ooh, you. Really? You go first this time? Ugh. I'm just going to have to blow a harvest for... bits of damage here. That lets us do a riposte forward, which is good, and now we can pistol shot the Bone Courtier to death. You're gonna both take some damage here. In fact, we might be able to bring him forward. Okay, so at this point we might just accept that we're bringing our Jester into some stress removal, and we might just try and focus on keeping these down in stress. Though they're actually doing pretty fine. We almost want to judgment this guy so that he hopefully dies in 1 pistol shot. And we're going to actually give that a go. Besides, she's going to heal herself. Not for as much, but she does need healing. We're going to pistol shot. We're going to miss the damage by 1. And we cannot dirk stab him. So, move the stress off our Crusader. We really should do that to ourselves, though, because he's likely going to target, yeah, you again. Reduce the stress from this next one. But, yeah, there's no way we're getting rid of that by the end of the combat. So, okay. We're going to stun you, try to buy a little more time on this beefier enemy. Can't believe how much damage Tempted Goblin does. Good golly. It's just, that's basically all he's taken this fight, so. That's fine. Pistol shot, only a 71% chance to hit, but he hit 3 times in a row, so that's fantastic. You guys are only at 3 stress, so no harm, no foul, and giving it a go on reducing your stress. You're just going to start chipping away at this guy. Unfortunately, you're going to kill him before we get a chance to heal up, which is fine. We don't really want any of these things. We got to keep all our crests. This is fantastic. 36 crests is utterly amazing. That was not the end of the dungeon. Did we get a double scout here? We did. Okay. We're going to know by the end of this room whether or not we're fucked. We are going to invigorate ourselves with a bit of a heal and a bit of a stress relief, which gives me a little more hope. We know that this trap is coming up, and we have a 100% chance, 80% chance, 60% chance, 60% chance. I would love to activate it with our Jester here, but on the off chance that we get it, that we don't disarm it, we're in trouble. So we're going to disarm it to Dismas. Disarming traps gives you a little
If only treasure could
stress
staunch
back. We're
the
probably
flow
not going to find any more onyx, so
of
that's not worth it for
otherworldly
gold.
corruption.
Ooh, here we go. This is a good... This is a damage buff. Yeah. I thought it was a damage buff. Yeah, it is. 20% damage until it can. Okay. Okay. Moment of truth. The moment of truth. Not the moment of truth. We gotta get through this combat before we know whether or not it's the moment of truth. Okay. There's gonna be a lot of stress in this combat. We're not nearly as worried about our health at this point, given that this is sort of the end of the dungeon. Regardless, we should probably just give up if we have to go all the way back. Okay. Get some pistol shots in. Get a harvest in, just to... It's 2 to 4 damage, but... Oof, nice. It's a good crit. There we go. Get some stress relief anyways. Get rewarded for possible poor play. And then blow some damage on you, just to get you out of the fight. Totally fine. Alright. You are going to stun this fellow, so he doesn't get to act again next turn. I mean, we probably could have just killed him. And then hopefully take a lot less damage from an axe blade. Good. Next turn, we're going to prop up the torch with him, give him some protection. Dismas is going to take a lot of stress here. 20. Good golly. Fuck. We're going to shoot him in the face for 10, which is absolutely fantastic. We can't even hit him anyways, so now we're just going to get rid of some of that stress. And then you are going to kill him with a judgment and not miss, because you are a wonderful battleman. Stop going. I want to prove how awesome you are. Nice. Look at that. Heal for 3. Our health's looking pretty good. I mean, Reynolds still at 13, which is actually totally fine. We are going to move you forward. Stab out this guy. Stress reduction, no stress reduction. We would like to pop up the torch here and maybe draw this attack, just so that we're taking less damage from it. Drop a heal for 5. Wonderful. Wonderful. Slowly getting back up there. Okay. We're going to pop you down to almost 0 stress. And then what are you going to do, my friend? You are going to get Reynold. You're going to hit him for 2. It's totally fine. I'm okay with the state of affairs. We're going to drop him to 1. That's pretty good. We're going to patch up Reynold. We're going to remove some stress. We're going to remove it from ourselves. Probably a bad idea. But we might get a couple extra turns out of this. We're going to attack Reynold again. At some point you're going to crit. Maybe that was the crit and we dodged it. I'm okay. You're not warning me that we have to move on yet. So we're going to tracking shot the corpse. Crit's not going to give us any stress reduction. Heal up our Jester stress a little. Take an axe blade. That's okay. Reynold's going to finish off this corpse. We should have one more turn before reinforcements come. So we're going to heal up Reynold. I didn't even say anything this turn. I think this guy buys us some extra turns. Heal up ourselves. Almost full. Remove a little more stress from ourselves. Now we're going to go in for the kill. We're probably going to miss. 20 reinforcements are going to spawn. I'm not going to miss. Wonderful. Okay. This is the moment of truth. We have no room for any of this. Oh, thank God. I'm so relieved. I'm so relieved. We're going to open this. We're going to snuff the torch first.
And now,
it's trapped.
the darkness holds dominion.
We could take a look and
Black
see
as death.
what this curio is. I just wanted to see if the curio... had some loot. But he has a tapeworm. So our 4 food is not enough to give us a hunger check. Our 4 food is not enough to give us a hunger check. I'm gonna pop up the torch so that we take less stress out of
No
this.
force of will can overcome a failing body.
Oh, and I should have snuffed the torch. Oh, the pack has a map inside. How wonderful. Okay, well, we took an extra 80 stress-ish there at the end, which was really unfortunate, but we're getting 14,000 gold out of this, which is fantastic. We got 36 crests and 4 deeds. Everybody's hovering around 27, which is manageable. Everyone would have been hovering around 4. Of course, Reynold investigates with Kleptomaniac and gets a map anyways, so there was no point in moving forward. I just didn't realize that Orlebar had a tapeworm. Had a tapeworm! Oh, man. Oh. Fuck. That disease right at the goddamn start. From that stupid rub. Well, all things considered, we didn't have to go back and face that second obstacle. The town is abuzz again, as it will be for basically forever now. We've got... Wow, that is some major damage versus Unholy. Some Fear of Eldritch, though, is rough. We've got some interesting options here in our stagecoach, none of which I'm probably going to take. Our Nomad Wagon does have a sniper ring, but we're hitting 32,000 gold, 51 crests. We don't have any blueprints yet, but that's okay. Really, wow. I can't believe 1 food. Yeah. Well, it looks like we've got some good options here for our next adventure. We might run it back with the exact same squad in an attempt to kill the Necromancer. In fact, that's almost certainly what we're going to do. Although, Bloodied Necrochief is a decent reason to go in the courtyard. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. Well, I really can't complain. All in all, that went fine. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take a moment, take a stress relief activity for ourselves, take a step back, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you very much for joining me.